You know what really pisses me off? It's seeing agents that sell 80 to 150 homes per year never post on social, but it doesn't piss me off for the reason you think. So today I'm going to show you how to build what they have and do the business they have in a fraction of the time. What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 427 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brome, here in Salt Lake City, Utah, the most beautiful city on earth. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second because it is. Anyways, I made a big claim to start the show, right? That agents who sell a bunch of houses that don't post on social piss me off. And they do. But it's not for the reason you're thinking. And I'm going to break this down today because what they've built. And by the way, we're looking at that and we're comparing apples and oranges. I'll break that down as well. I'm going to show you how to build what they've done, build this massive business. And think of the top producer locally, that their signs are everywhere. Everyone knows them. They're kind of a household name, so to speak. And they don't even do social media at all. And you're like, how? I'm sitting over here posting, at least once or twice a day and I get nothing. And these people are over here doing no social. What the hell? Okay. I'm going to break this down because you're playing a very dangerous game when you're comparing apples to oranges, because where you're at is not the same as where they're at. And what you can and should do to build your business is not necessarily what they did to build their business. All right. So what is going on here? Okay. When you see these top producers, what is going on? Like, are we being lied to about social? Is social really just a big waste of time? Doesn't do anything? Do you even need it? What should you be doing instead? If those are all popping in your head when you see one of these big producers, and we all know those markets, like here in my market in Salt Lake, there's 4 or 5 agents that I can think of that are selling, like they're top of the charts. They do nothing on social, absolutely nothing. Now that pisses me off for multiple reasons. Okay, I'll break it down. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. Those top producers who are at the top of your market, they don't have to do social, obviously, because they're not, and they're selling a shitload of houses. Well, here's the thing. They spent 20 years building that. Their pipeline is already full. They have spent years and years and years, usually well over 10 years, to build their pipeline. They have 10, 15, 20 years of past clients who refer them automatically. And so when you're in the business long enough and you've been doing business at a high level for long enough, it can sustain itself. Now, I'm trying to decide if I give you the big spoiler now or not. I'm going to wait. You're going to have to hang on for that because they are also screwing up. Okay, they're also screwing up. Everybody's screwing up in this scenario, but stick with me to the end because I'm going to break this all down. I'm going to explain what the hell I'm talking about and give you an action plan on what you should be doing now to build what those top producers have done in a fraction of the time. Because if they were starting over where you are, if they were where you are today, they would not build their business the same way. They shouldn't build it the same way because in a 2026 and beyond world, that's very different than 1995. It's very different than 2005. It's wildly different than 2015. Wildly different. So, and look, these top producers, they have databases of 2,000, 5,000, some of them have 20,000 people in their database because it's just years and years and years of lead gen and referrals and lead gen and referrals that builds over time. And when you have a database that big, the amount of deals that come from that on a regular basis are just overwhelming. And so they're like, I'm not going to waste my time on social because my time is over here talking to clients and doing deals. There's some top producers. Now this is a limiting belief of theirs, but let's run with it. They're like, if I distract myself and I start doing social media, then it's going to take away from my income producing activities. Now that may be fair in the short term. But again, they're screwing up massively in this as well. And I'll break that down. Those top producers that you're comparing yourself to, they're not hunting for business anymore. Okay? Business comes to them. Now, if you're in that spot, great, but you're not who I'm talking to today. I'm talking to the agent who's in build mode. You're trying to build something massive that can sustain itself, and that just starts to, all those clients start to refer others, and then those clients refer others, and it just snowballs, and you don't have to pay for leads, but you have to get to that point. So today's whole episode is about how can you, as a new agent, an average agent, a stuck agent, even an above average agent, maybe you're selling 20, 30, 50 homes a year and you're doing well, but you're like, how do I get to 100? How do I get to 150? How do I scale and build an actual business out of this thing? Well, doing what those agents did obviously works. Networking, referrals, paying for leads wasn't really a thing, like 20 years ago, but it certainly has been over the last, 15, 10, 15 years for sure. But we don't want to take 15 or 20 years to build a business, do we? We want to do it in 2. So I'm going to give you a little more background info about these top producers that you're comparing yourself to. Okay. They most of them built their business offline first. Everybody knows in your market, knows who they are. Their signs are everywhere. They're on billboards. They're the household name. They're at the top of the lists everywhere. And they built it offline. That's interesting. Now you can do the same thing. That's just very slow. It's extremely slow, because then it's one-on-one, doing one-to-many. If you're going to build fast, you have to focus on what is the highest leverage activity. What's going to get you from A to Z the fastest? And that's using the least amount of time to reach the most amount of people. I'm sorry, but in a 2026 world, the tool to do that is social media. It's Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, all of it, YouTube. They all work. So pick one, maybe 2, and you've got to do that, because that is the tool that lets you spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, okay, maybe even an hour creating a piece of content. And then that can reach 45 people. It can reach 450. It can reach 4,500. It can reach 45,000. It can reach 450,000, 4.5 million. And it took the same amount of time to produce. That is called leverage. I don't know where else you can find that. Show me where else you can find that kind of leverage in today's world. Now, yes, AI tools, which I'm going to be focusing on a lot more over the next few months, because I personally am spending 2 hours a day using AI tools to do all sorts of stuff, build websites, build tools, build separate businesses. Like it's kind of getting crazy. And some of it's just testing and learning. Some of it I'm actually going to implement and move forward on. Like I'm building calculators, that help me in my business, and trackers and all this stuff that would have taken forever in a spreadsheet. And now it's like, build this thing that does A, B, C, and D. And it's like, here you go. Here's a link. It's unbelievable. So AI can help speed up and give you leverage. But on the productivity side, you still need to reach a massive amount of people as often as possible in as little time as possible. Okay. Now, I'm going through my notes here. I skipped a bunch. I was going to give you way more reasons why those top producers don't need social right now. Like, their reputation does the work. Word of mouth is their lead gen. They've already kind of won the market, so to speak. They don't have time. They don't need to make time. Now, I would argue that if they were to devote the time and hired some key people around them, so that they're not the ones spending 2 to 3 hours a day doing content, but they were able to then do a bunch of content while being one of the top dogs in the market, they would absolutely double, triple, quadruple their sales for sure. So it's a limiting belief on their part that they don't have time. But again, whatever, they're comfortable. They're actually busy with closings, showings, negotiations. Content creation in their mind would cost them money, right? So that's where they're at. If you're selling 150 homes a year and you're not posting on social, I certainly understand you thinking, I don't need social media. So if you're not there, you can't think that. If you are not in that place where the business is just coming to you freely without using social, then you'd better do something to get people to know who you are as quickly as possible, and keep top of mind, stay top of mind, be the best known agent in your entire market for a long period of time. The only tool that I know that does that is social media. So let's talk about how to do this. Okay. Now, again, you have not built the network that they have, the database, You're not the automatic referral agent yet. You're not nearly as well known in the marketplace yet. But so you need to stay visible until you become the only option. Okay. Now, content keeps you top of mind while you build that reputation, while you build the brand awareness, the name recognition. Okay. And another reason, you actually have the time to do social. You actually have the time to commit to some content. Now, here's the thing. It must be done in a certain way. You must do it the right way. And so this is why I created my free masterclass. If you haven't yet watched the entire freaking thing, go to clientsfromsocial.com and watch my free masterclass. It's only 30 minutes and it breaks down the formula that top agents are using all around the country in today's market to get 10, 12, 15 new deals every single month for free from social. Breaks down the formula. Clientsfromsocial.com. If you have not taken the masterclass yet, I highly recommend it. So you've got to do it the right way. They spent 15 years building their network, and you can do it in 2 with a proper social media strategy and consistency. Posting, once every few days when you feel like it's not going to get there. I'm sorry, but if you're going to take this serious, you want to use the tool as it's intended, social media, and get to your goals as quickly as possible, you need to be posting daily, at least. You need to be posting daily. That means you can't be spending an hour or 2 on every post. You can't do it. So here's the strategy. Post with purpose. It builds your reputation. Okay? Every post is a deposit into the trust bank or the awareness bank. Every time you post, more people see you, new people see you. The people who already know you are reminded of you and what you do for a living. It shows that you're active. It shows that you're busy. It shows that you're knowledgeable. It demonstrates that you're competent. So just by doing content, you're building credibility, even if you had none to begin with, like I did when I started in real estate. I had none. The people in my network, they just saw me as the dude that partied. I didn't have any credibility. I hadn't done shit. So the goal is to become the agent people think of first, right? You're going to use content to manufacture what those top producers who aren't posting, what they've built naturally over the years. They got referrals through 20 years of transactions. You're going to manufacture trust through demonstrating expertise and being likable and being interesting and entertaining along with your education, edutainment, if you will. Okay. Content is networking on steroids in a 2026 world, because one video can reach 500 people, can reach 5,000, it can reach 50,000. And let's say that you're getting 200 views on videos. Okay. Obviously you can do a lot better, but let's say you're only getting 200 views per video. Wouldn't it make sense then, if you wanted to reach thousands of people, to just post a hell of a lot more? Because every time you post, it's another 200, it's another 200, it's another 200. And that shit adds up. So instead of getting discouraged that you're not like, my videos aren't getting that many views, I get it. You need to optimize. You need to take my masterclass. Join the Massive Agent Society so I can personally help you build out a strategy and show you what you're doing wrong, because social needs to be done a certain way. However, even if everything is the same and you keep getting 200 views per video over and over, the more you post, it's just 200 more. It's a numbers game. Okay. So I believe content is networking on steroids. Networking is one-to-one, and sure, it could be a little bit more, you can have a deeper connection with people when you meet one-on-one, but at networking events, it's all, how often do you dive into a deep conversation with somebody? It's usually bullshit. They just want to tell you about them. You want to tell them about you. It's all surface level. So social lets people bring their guard down and get to know you better. All right. So the content path, 2 to 3 years of consistent posting beats the hell out of, 10, 15, 20 years of, packing a referral pipeline, doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deals to build that pipeline, doing all the networking, spending all the money on leads, doing all the stuff, because I just haven't found a better tool to build your business in a 2026 world. So I would encourage you, if you haven't yet, go take the masterclass, clientsfromsocial.com. It's completely free. You can also go check out the Massive Agent Society on School. That is my coaching community and my YouTube content. Go over to the Massive Agent channel, subscribe to it, watch. I'm putting out a new video every Tuesday. It's highly tactical on exactly what to do and how to do it in order to build your brand and build your business on social. Thank you for listening. Go get it done. Stop with the excuses. I'll see you guys next week.